Welcome to the Chrissy Pissy
and Church Lady Show, or podcast act.
Start us off.
We'll start us. Okay, I'll start us off by. I'm glad. There's a toast to the new year, Chris. Toast to the new year.
Yes, toast to the new year.
And we're lucky that we have as our guest Cleo, who is in finances, and we're following up on our last podcast with Joshua Silva. And he had the book. What did he have? What was the name of
How
the book?
Money Works. Don't be a sucker.
Don't be a sucker. Okay, I'll drink to that.
Because she's a sucker when it comes to money. So am I. Give me a little bit.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Money, 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 money. All right, Cleo.
Money.
Well, first, I was going to ask Chris, and then you get to listen, including our producer, Tom. How did you make your money, like your first, like me, my first $50, and for you guys, it would be your first $100. And let me start with my story so you can think of, look at your face. Okay.
That shot hit me pretty good.
Yay, all right. That's how we're bringing in 2023, because recession's coming. Recession's coming. All right.
No, that's not good.
Oh, it's here? Okay, it's here. When I was young, and that's friggin' long ago, I worked really hard and I had allowances and everything. Anyway, I got 50 friggin' bucks. And all I remember, I was like, I don't know, friggin' 16, 15. Walked over, I wanted a bike. Walked over to try to get my bike and to the store. And as I walked over, I lost it. I lost the $50, Chris.
You lost it?
Yeah.
That sucks.
And you
I got stories where I've lost
stop
money.
being a sucker. I know.
Well, that's why I took a shot too, because, what was it, 3 weeks ago I lost 20 bucks. It just dropped out of my pocket, so I understand.
So your first $100.
I'm a sucker too.
What did you, $100? How did you make the first $100 and what did you do with it?
So my first $100, I worked for a company called Cutco that made kitchen cutlery.
Kitchen cutlery, Cutco.
Yeah. And I was a salesperson, and I made, my first check was $2,000. And I've always
I know.
wanted.
Watch out, Cleo. Wait for it.
I always wanted
Wait for
more than a lap dance, and I'd never been to an actual club that does that. So I did, and I spent my first $100. I think it was
100 out of the 2,000.
Just getting in, yeah, just to see the ladies.
And Tommy, Tom.
So my first 100 had to have been from cutting grass for my neighbor 4 houses down from me, and I'm pretty sure my mom took it and put it in a savings account.
Ah, you're so straight. You're so what are we gonna do with you? What are we gonna do with you?
Hey! After hearing what I did, that sounds pretty good to me.
And
don't be like me and don't be a sucker.
Oh, yeah, we don't know what.
You lose too much money that way.
Cleo, what was your first big amount?
So I used to work for my dad growing up on his job sites because he was in construction, and I'll never forget, I was maybe 11 years old at the time, and we were out to lunch with my yaya. For the non-Greek listeners, that's my grandmother, and I was there with her and my dad, and I was bragging to her saying, hey, I worked 20 hours with my dad this week, I got 20 bucks. I made 20 bucks this week. And I remember she got pissed because she found out that my dad was essentially paying me $1 an hour to be helping him.
And you were 11. You were 11
I
though.
was like, wow, this is so much money. I earned this.
That's a lot of money.
That very same day, he gave me an extra 80 bucks, $100 for the week. And what I spent it on, honestly, I can't remember, but I think it had something to do with my Xbox 360.
Oh, look at this show off already with his 20 bucks.
That's an awesome answer. I play Xbox all the time.
Are you smashing our producer just because he saved his? And Cleo used it on the Xbox?
No. They were both a lot better answers than mine, I'll tell you that.
Well, no,
Yours is a lot more fun though.
It was.
Well, Cleo, I don't know. Like Chris and I, what we were doing, like myself, what I'm doing is only buying what I eat. That's all you see in my refrigerator. It's empty now. It's empty. So that's how I'm saving for every days. So, any suggestions for our listeners as far as what you see? A little history about Cleo. He does have background on, they're predicting on what the recession is going to do. He has access to markets and research for your buying power for 2023. Just letting our audience know.
Okay. Yeah, I think, good practices that you can start implementing is one, creating a budget. So anyone that I work with, the first thing I do is send them an Excel sheet to mark down their both discretionary and fixed expenses, so they know what's coming in and going out the door each month in terms of dollars. In terms of saving money, just like you, Diana, I try not to eat out too much because those can really add up fairly quickly. So I'll go to the grocery store. I know what I get. I eat the same thing almost every day of every week. So it gets kind of boring sometimes, but you save a lot of money.
Is that you? That's Chris. Chris, guess what Chris does? Tell him what you do, Chrissy Pissy.
I eat cereal and sugar.
Cereal and sugar.
Yeah.
The breakfast of champions. And Tommy,
Yeah.
Tom, what do you have for breakfast or meals for the day? Because you're starting out on your own too.
I like to do smoked salmon, eggs, sweet potatoes. And
Oh, excuse me.
And I like to do a lot of smoothies too.
Oh my gosh, no. All right, you're better than us.
Nice. Nice.
I'm the old-fashioned person. Tuna fish. P.U. Tuna fish and mayo on a sandwich.
For breakfast.
Yeah. Oh my! I went to the Philippines. Man, they had fish and rice. So I'm now into tuna fish and rice. That's what I'm doing now.
Okay.
So I don't know. Well, do you deal in like penny stock? Like if somebody had $1,000 or maybe $500, or let's just say, what would you advise somebody? Excuse me. That's trying to start on his own and has like maybe $500 and tries to go online to try to make something out of his $500. What would you kind of like guide him? Not exactly,
Sure. So there's a lot that goes into it. If you're a younger individual early on in your career, so anywhere from 20s to 30s, even though the market's in a pretty tough spot right now, what I would tell you or recommend to you is open up a brokerage account or an IRA and just start dollar cost averaging, which is basically taking the same dollar amount each month and investing that on a systematic basis. One good strategy is to buy an indexed link ETF. What an ETF is a basket of stocks, and there are ETFs that mimic the S&P 500, which is the broader market index, tracking the largest 500 companies in the U.S.
You got
So you can gain.
Oh, shit.
So the S&P 500
Yes.
is an index that just tracks the 500 largest companies in the U.S. But investing in an ETF that tracks that on a systematic basis is a good strategy.
Do you have to buy it like an app?
So you can use an app. You'll need an account, so you can work with any sort of investment company out there. You'll open up an account with them, and then you can download their app, deposit your dollars, and then purchase the stock or the ETF, whatever it is, each month on your own.
Let's just say I only had $200, starting at $200, and I would go get an app, right? Oh, don't look at me like that. I used to have $200, so I would want to do, like somebody that just started, like yourself.
Okay.
And you want
You
to
used to have $200. Now how much money? You don't have any money? Where did it go?
I won't even go there. I'm a church lady, so it goes to the church. And you saw that. You heard it now, Cleo. You heard it now, Tommy. Okay.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go back to like they say, everyday guy. I got $200. I get an app. Are we still talking about fees? Is it worth it for me to do the $200 there, or is it worth me going to the savings account and whatever?
So that's a good point. Before you start investing, I always tell people to make sure they have at least 6 months of expenses saved up. So that kind of goes back to that budget we discussed, where if you ran a budget and you figured out that, okay, each month I spend $3,000, I would say that, hey, before you start investing, you want 18,000 or 9,000 minimum as an emergency fund. Because you can put money in the market and the market can go down, and then, you might have something in your house break, and then you want to be able to fix that. So you want liquid dollars first, a nice cash reserve safety fund. And then, once you've hit that, go to an investment company, open an account, download their app for ease of use. And you can start dollar cost averaging into a low cost.
Well, Chris and I know Chris has been doing it, and I would tell everybody out there is definitely all your change, throw it in a jar.
That's smart.
No, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I don't care how old, if you're 11 years old and working in construction for your dad. I've noticed that a lot of people, I don't know if you notice, even the charities put out a jar out there for change and small stuff like that. Throwing your change in a jar and, you think something else. What are you thinking?
No.
What are you thinking?
What?
Chrissy Pissy. You gotta say
Chrissy
so.
Pissy is thinking about, I think keeping change is good because if you keep it for a year, that's a challenge for someone. Keep change for a year and see how much money you can get by the end of it.
And give some of it to your church. That's what church lady says all the time. You never know. And it doesn't matter how much. Give a little. Give a
your
little.
donations.
Count for everything. Okay, so now that we talked about money, what else would you, if you're really going to start saving and cutting down, what are some other things? I'm losing it now, Chris. We're going to have to take this out.
or what is...
We need another question.
Hey,
We need another question.
what is one of the biggest ways other than stock that if you were going to put money into something, like for instance, I'm going to start I have $100,000 and I'm going to try to make money off the sports cards and memorabilia industry. Do you think, because that has been taking such a big hit lately, do you think markets like that in the future, next 6 to 12 months, will be coming back up? Or has it been that the rookies and stuff and the players that have supposed to have been good, that drove the price of the product way up, is they've been sucking so bad that the product just nosedive, or the product value for the cards nosedive because the players that were supposed to be good aren't as good as what you think. Like Josh Wilson.
Mm-hmm. That's a good question. I don't deal too much in sports cards or collectibles, items like that. So I can't really give too educated of an opinion, but what I would say is any sort of sports memorabilia like that would come with a certain level of volatility. In the sense that I would assume certain player cards become more valuable as that player does better in his career. One guy that comes to mind is LeBron James. So someone that might have gotten a LeBron James rookie card 20-some years ago when he was 18 years old coming to the league, I'm sure that's worth a good bit of money now. And then, of course, one thing I don't have too much experience, but I would have to assume that it goes back to supply and demand as well. So how many of these cards are produced? If you're looking to make an investment in a sports card and you find out that they cut or printed, 10,000 or 50,000 or 100,000 of them, that's obviously going to carry, in my opinion, a lot less value than a card that was only produced 1,000 times. So those are some things that I would look at. Also, I do know collectibles and less liquid items like that tend to do poorly during recessions because people are a lot...
That's a good point. Because a lot of us now, that's a good point. during the recession time. No, Chris, a lot of the times it doesn't matter what age you are, at what age, you start selling whatever you have at your house. We start selling cars. I myself would start selling, whatever, jewelry or whatever. And the value, I'm glad you pointed it out, the value is not the same. So would it be worth it for me to sell, or would it be worth it for me to just reduce my expenses? You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially going into a recessionary period, I think the first thing you want to do is start to reduce your expenses.
And not fool around with items that you have at in your own home that might have value that you bought at a high price. That's what I'm trying to say for our audience. For our audience.
And that's where a strong savings comes into, because if you have a nice cash reserve on hand, and then you go into a recession, you more than likely won't need to sell any of your items that you bought at a higher price, because you'll have cash to spend, and that allows you to ride the wave of volatility. And then so as we come out of recession, and your goods that are still valued at a high price, you can hold on to them and not have to look to liquidate them to free up cash.
There you go, Chris.
Hey,
Yeah, those
okay.
cars you were talking about, you would keep them. All right, the next question. I want to know, what would you do? You know how they say that stupid commercial on MasterCard, that the value, during the recession, what would you do for fun that does not cost a lot? What would bring you enjoyment that does not cost, Chris?
FanDuel.com.
That costs money still, honey.
But not a lot.
Really?
Yeah, not a lot. It could be as much as 5 cents.
For
one
entry. No.
Yes.
You heard it now.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Fan-
fun.
Parlays are cheap. Parlays are cheap.
Yeah.
5 cents?
Yeah.
All right, you heard it now. There's a budget for gambling. Hey.
Hey.
How about you, Cleo? What would you suggest if you were we have to, like you said, it's hard to save money. I will tell you know it, Chris.
Oh yeah, it's so hard.
It is so
especially
friggin'
with gas
hard.
prices and everything else going up.
And me trying to buy my hats, that costs money.
How much
Me
did you
going
spend on
out.
that hat?
The first thing that goes out the door is golf, because I spend a lot of money on golf, and it's not a cheap sport, so that goes away. If I'm looking to have fun for a low cost, probably my little chess app on my phone. It costs me $10 a month, and I can play anybody at any time, whenever, and that occupies a lot of my time right now, as it is. So if it ever got to that point, I would be in a good position. Other than that, a gym membership costs $30 a month. That's a lot of fun, 2 hours a day, maybe an hour a day, but I think that would be a good, use of my money. I like to spend time there.
No, those are all good because any of your apps, we all do our apps anyway, but maybe not do them for a while and then you go back. That's a great idea because apps, they don't cost that much.
They don't. A lot of them are free.
Exercising, running, doing healthy, walking, hiking. Oh, this one misses hiking in
do.
Cleveland.
When
Tell
I-
them one of your Cleveland stories. We got to have a
All
Cleveland
right,
story.
Tommy.
Oh,
Tommy. For
watch
me,
out, Cleo. Watch out.
tell Cleo, what was your strangest hiking experience with me? Most memorable.
It was when you went up that, I don't know how many feet it was, 130-foot hill. And you climbed in like a minute and a half.
Cleveland's trails were so sick.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you been?
Does Cleveland have a large mountain range, geographically speaking?
There's a lot of what we call it metro parks, reservations, which are
Okay.
big parks that the government, actually it's not even the government, it's a private organization called the Cleveland Metro Parks, and they own just an array of acres and acres and acres of land that they carved out with bobcats up on the sides of hills, flight services. And so Cleveland is really known for having a lot of cool metro parks that you can run on, walk on, bike on.
Maybe you can put some of those scenes that you and Chris did on this podcast because that is That is a great idea for any family or any person out there that you want to just get away. You want to get your mind off of everything and not get pissed off about gas prices and food prices and paying 20% tips on food going out at the restaurant.
And it's completely free.
What if you don't have a warm environment to consistently do that kind of stuff in?
Then you buy one of those, what is it, metaverse? Get your stinky metaverse and then slam into the wall. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think, Cleo?
What? It's cold out. You don't live in a warm environment.
Yeah.
I think you just go hiking in the cold. Put a jacket on, some pants.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He did. Chris did. He didn't care. It was like what? The vortex cold
The
or
polar
whatever.
vortex cold, and I'm just out there every day, just like. At one point, I did the Dennis Quaid from The Day After Tomorrow.
What was that?
Yeah. I'm familiar with the movie.
Because I was out in like 5-degree weather with a t-shirt and shorts on.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm going to save my son.
Oh, yeah.
With snow.
Yeah, cause it's like,
But over here in Florida, it turns 98 degrees, and he's like, I can't go out, can't go.
no,
Too humid.
I'm not doing it. There's no uphill either. There's no hills.
Yeah, it's flat. Like
I think if there was hills and whatnot, cause
North Carolina flat.
It's hilly. We've got some mountains too.
Do you hike?
Not too often. If I'm in the mountains, I'm usually snowboarding.
Where's the last place you snowboard?
We went to Zermatt in Switzerland. back
Oh,
in February.
thank you.
cool.
Yeah,
Switzerland.
That's sick.
just like that. Yeah.
Well, I saw them do that. You can do that in Cleveland, right? On the grass? Can you do that in Cleveland? Can you?
Sledding. It's more so sledding.
But isn't it on grass? You can't do it on grass.
No.
No,
really. You can do
no
it.
grass slushing or whatever.
Yeah, you can
Only
use some
snow. Ah.
I've never heard of grass, but I know, like down in South America, they have like sand dunes, and they'll take snowboards and go down the sand dunes.
Whoa.
That's cool.
Whoa. We
It's a
have.
little bit warmer.
Doesn't Florida have sand dunes? I think.
Some places.
Yeah. No, you can go on a sand dune. You're right. That's a great idea. Well, I don't know. Do you have any more questions, or do you have anything else that we need to ask Cleo, Chris? You should not have taken that last shot. You drank that shot for my. Okay, here's a story.
Yeah.
As church lady, nobody knows this. I'm just coming out with this. Is that I used to sing in the choir for 35 years, Chris. I used to sing in the choir.
35 years.
And one of the things that I used to do before I go to church was I used to have a little shot of whatever, so that it could clear my throat. That's what the church lady did, so that she could. That was my secret. I'll drink to that. No, so.
So.
I didn't know you were in the choir.
Yeah, 35 years at our church singing. So I imagine every singer in the choir at every church has their secret on how they get ready to perform. My secret was a little shot. Oh, how do we know Cleo?
So Cleo is my sister's fiance's brother.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cleo, pretty much. What do you think? What do you think of his sister?
What do I think of Chris's sister?
Yeah.
I think Ruthie's nice. I think she's very good to my brother, and they make a good team.
They do, don't they?
Yeah, that's how we know Cleo. Chris and Ruthie and John have been together like 5 years now. So
5 years.
yeah, 5 years.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
This is what happens in the podcast.
What happened?
It gets surprise personal real quick.
Well, I didn't ask him who his girlfriend was. I didn't ask Cleo that.
You asked him what he thought about Ruthie. That's pretty personal.
And what did you think? Okay,
You put him on the spot.
Well, okay, all right, here we go. Let's really tell them, okay? Really tell them.
Oh.
What happened today, I'm over there talking to Ruthie, and she's getting ready to she got accepted to Georgetown online, and she's nervous. So she's cleaning, and I'm talking to her, and I said, when are you going to study? I'm cleaning, Mom. I'm like, okay, I'll get off the phone. And then Chris goes, what did you call her?
I called her Mini George.
Daddy Junior. He called her Daddy Junior because George was a Leo, a horoscope sign, and I don't know what it is about Leos, but they clean everything, and I don't know what the deal is with that. Right, Dad? Remember Dad?
I am not a clean person, so I wouldn't know.
Anyway, that's the newest thing that we came up with, Ruthie's Daddy Junior. And what?
It's
And,
funny, Ruthie cleaning. That's one thing that she and my brother have in common. They're very neat and orderly people. They make their bed every single day, so to have similar habits like that, I think is good.
well, being friggin' old, like, okay, I'll say it. I'm 70. I got to tell you, you live a simpler life. You live with simple things. If you don't have that much shit, you don't have to clean that much shit. So, no, you heard it now. 70 years of experience. If you don't have that much shit, you don't have to clean up that much shit.
This is from the church lady. She's saying shit
Am I
now.
right or no?
No, it's true. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
If you had 2,000 different socks,
2000s.
2000?
Someone is drunk.
Oh, okay. All right, no, then your turn. You're in Cleo's turn. I'll stop.
No, I think it's great podcast material.
Okay.
It's good banter.
It is. So, are you into basketball?
I don't play. I played for the church team growing up, so I wasn't very good. I grew up a Duke basketball fan,
Okay.
and then I followed them up until I went to college, which I went to USC. And then once I went to USC, I kind of stopped following Duke.
Okay.
But yeah, I would say I'm a casual fan.
Cool.
I watched the March Madness tournament, and I watched the NBA playoffs, and that's
That's
really
what I like.
the
Yeah.
extent of it. Yeah.
And I'm so bad. I have gotten down to watching the last 5 minutes. That's what I do. I'm so bad. In case they do overtime.
So, do you like LaMelo?
I do. Yeah, I do actually.
Nice.
He's a great player, but I think he's a good personality for the team. I think it's good to have those guys that can really attract a crowd and fill a stadium.
Heck yeah.
Is that card that you have? Remember that card with the 3? Is that a
Where did
LaMelo
that
card?
card go?
I don't know. Tommy, did you see it?
In front of the laptop?
It's on the laptop.
Oh no, that's the box.
And how do you show it? I don't know how to do it.
You were mentioning a LeBron rookie. This is one of the cards I have.
Very nice. Where'd you get that from?
I found it from like what you said 20 years ago.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. You got it in good condition too, it looks like.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not the greatest. I got it graded.
We got, yeah.
Because that's the thing now with sports cards. You get them graded and the value goes up 5 to 10, maybe 20 times the amount. Because the population of the card goes down.
Really? That card is 20 years ago, though? LaMelo?
2003.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, LeBron, Carmelo Anthony, and Dwayne Wade.
Yep.
Okay.
What does it mean to grade a card?
So they have people that, like at PSA or Beckett, that look at the card. They look to see like the condition of the card is what? Like the condition of the card. And
Like an appraisal almost?
yeah. And if it has any bends or whatnot, it goes off imperfections. And
It
that's
elevates the price.
yeah, I couldn't say like how they do it because it's very thorough.
Yeah,
But-
Beckett used to be the popular one. Now it's PSA. And then there's another one called XLR.
SGA or
SGA.
CA?
But they're different grades. Different grades.
Yeah.
Chris is teaching me how to do the market in baseball cards now.
Very cool.
And like if you were to get like if you were to sell it, you would get more money off of the PSAs than you would like the SGAs.
And if you didn't grade it at all, it does cost a grade though.
Yeah, like
But,
$50.
this card-
it's expensive.
At one point last year, when the market was high for just real estate, this card at one point was $2,900.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but
Now it's
we're
like
holding it.
$600-700.
Right, we're holding it.
Yeah.
So is there like a centralized marketplace that you go on to find valuations and buy or sell?
You want to do a shout out?
Yeah.
Okay, you do the shout out. I'll see if I could find, I don't know if I can find the shirt. Oh well, we'll try.
Shout out to K&K Sports Cards in Dunedin, or is it Dunedin? Yeah, I think it's Dunedin or Palm Harbor, Florida. And it's cool. They send it out to PSA and whatnot. And they have their own little shop where you can buy cards and whatnot.
Nope, can't find the t-shirt. But it's K
NK Sports Cards.
in Clearwater.
It's Clearwater.
Yeah. Okay, what do you think, Tom? Have we got enough or?
Yeah, we got a lot. We're about 32 minutes in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we wrap or no?
You want to wrap up?
Yeah, can we wrap up?
Any final words from Cleveland?
Any final words, buddy?
Yeah, I guess thanks for having me on.
No problem.
And I look forward to seeing y'all's future podcasts down the road.
And who do you want to say a shout out to?
Who do I want to give a shout out to? Oh God.
Anybody,
I guess my
and-
brother. Congratulations for graduating college, and looking forward to see what he can do with it.